Hey, Ethan, are you still at your parents' house? What time are you going to be home? I was thinking about what I should make for dinner, but is there anything in particular that you want to eat?
Sorry, Marie. It looks like I'm gonna have dinner with my parents. Mom's been begging me to stay and have dinner because I haven't eaten with them in ages.
Oh, really? Okay. Then I'm going to prepare something simple to eat on my own.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking forward to eating together tonight because we've both been so busy with work.
You don't have to worry about that. We gotta spend the morning together, and you can't ignore your mom if she wants to see you. If you didn't go to their house, then she probably would have turned up on our doorstep and made a fuss over here.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, what did your mom want? She said that she wanted to talk about something important when she called earlier, didn't she?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. She wondered if we could go on another family vacation this summer.
A family vacation? But you just had one in March.
Yeah, you don't want to go, do you?
Well, I'd rather spend time with you, just the two of us, rather than go on holiday if your mom is coming. Besides, your mom doesn't consider me family, so I'm probably not invited. She just wants to go on holiday with you and your dad. I didn't go with you in March because she didn't want me to come, remember? She's not going to invite me, so it's not really a matter of whether I want to go or not.
No, it looks like things are different this time. This time she said that she wanted me to ask you if you're interested in joining us. That's why I was wondering if you'd take her up on her offer. If you join us, you might get a chance to get to know each other better, and you never know, she might stop being so mean to you. She might have asked you to join us because she wants to make peace with you and apologize for everything she's done up until now.
Considering all the horrible things she's done in the past few years, I highly doubt that. You know how much I went through, don't you? There were times when she was coming over every day and shouting at me for absolutely no good reason at all. There was a period when it was so stressful that I couldn't even sleep at night. You know that. You know that I can't make peace with her, not after everything I've been through.
She's always been really possessive of me. She just couldn't bear the fact that she lost me to another woman, that's all. It was too much of a shock for her.
I wish you wouldn't make it sound that simple. Your mom doesn't just hate that I took you away from her. She's insulted me because of my education, and she's even gone as far as to say that she's ashamed to call me family, that I'm an embarrassment.
I'm sorry, but I really think that this holiday could be a good chance for the both of you to get along. I want you to get along, you know? We finally become family, so it's too sad that things are so strained between the both of you. So, could you come along just this once, for my sake? Please, just give her a chance.
So you don't care how I feel about this trip?
It's not that I don't care, I just know how kind you are and that you're capable of forgiving my mom. You're a flexible thinker, too. But my mom's the opposite. She's already getting old, and once she's decided something, she won't change. She was a stubborn person to begin with, but that's just gotten worse with age. I think it's best that you make the first step and go to meet her halfway.
So you're telling me to suck it up and deal with her bullying?
I just hope that you can be the adult and try and get along with her. But if my mom does or says anything rude, then that's that. I won't ask you to ever talk to her ever again, and I'll make sure she doesn't bother you either.
Okay, I'll try my best. But this really is the last time I'm giving her a chance.
Yeah, thanks, Marie. I knew that I could count on you. Anyway, now that it's decided that you're coming, I wanted to talk about our budget, since it's been decided that we're gonna pay for the trip this time.
What? We're going to pay for the entire trip? I thought that we would pay for our own part, and that your parents would pay their own?
Yeah, the thing is, the conversation got out of hand, and before I knew it, I was agreeing to pay for the whole thing.
Honey, you're saying that we're going to be in charge of paying for the trip, but in the end, the one that's going to be paying for everything is me, isn't it? Can you afford to pay for half while I pay for the rest?
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I don't have the money, but I was wondering if you would be willing to pay for the trip for us.
If you can't afford to pay for half, then why didn't you tell your parents that? Oh, no way. Did your mom invite me because she wanted to make me pay for the entire trip? Did she scheme this?
No, that's not it. Mom and Dad both think that I'm the one that's gonna pay for the trip.
Huh? But you can't afford it, can you? Why would they expect you to pay?
Well, I don't know. I think it's because they don't know that I don't earn as much as you do, and that I don't earn the average salary.
So that must mean that they don't know that I'm the one that's making the payments on the rent for this apartment, too.
Yeah, they've probably assumed that I'm paying for the apartment, and that's given them the idea that I can afford to pay for the family vacation. I mean, it's a really nice apartment. I couldn't have rented it out on my own, but I can see why they'd think that I must have money.
And you didn't correct that assumption when they asked you to pay for the vacation?
Well, I did think about telling them that they've got things wrong, but I just didn't have a chance to tell them. My mom just kept going on and on about how she couldn't wait to see what kind of hotel I'd book. And you know how she is. Once she starts talking, she just doesn't give anyone a chance to get a word in. I'm sorry. I know, I should have told them that you earn more than I do, shouldn't I?
Well, you don't have to correct that. We're married now, so I don't think it matters who's earning more than who. It's not like I want you to feel bad for not earning as much as I do. But I do feel a little troubled that you didn't tell them the truth when they asked you to pay for the trip.
All right, the next time the conversation turns to money, I'll tell them the truth and make it clear that I don't earn as much as they think. So will you forgive me?
It's fine. You don't have to. There's no need to talk to them about our financial situation.
All right. Thanks, Marie. I'm really sorry. Anyway, I won't be home until a little later. Go ahead and eat without me.
Yeah, I will. Take care on your way home and don't be too late. Oh, and if possible, can you keep the budget as low as possible? We don't want to spend too much.
Roger. I'm gonna let my parents know that you're joining us.
Marie, it's been a while since we last spoke.
Gabriella, it's lovely to hear from you.
Have you heard about the upcoming family vacation from Ethan?
Yes, I did. He did let me know a few weeks ago.
You must have been quite shocked because of how suddenly we decided things, but I've been thinking over a lot of things since March, and I realized that I've been much too hard on you ever since you married my son. I think I must have made you feel very uncomfortable because of the way I treated you, and I feel absolutely terrible.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, I really am sorry, Marie. You've been working so hard balancing your job and keeping the house in good order, so it was so unfair of me to hassle you like that. I must have been so annoying, pestering you to do this and to do that, and demeaning your efforts the way I did. That's why I was hoping that we could have fun together on this summer trip, and forget about everything that happened between us since you married my son. Most of all, I want you to have fun. Of course, I understand that it's all very last minute, and that you might be busy with work. I hope it won't interfere with your busy schedule. But I'll do my best to ensure that you have a fun time, and that it'll be worth taking some time off of work. I'll make sure you get some well-earned rest.
Oh, no, you don't have to worry about that. I'm sure it'll be very fun. It's a family vacation after all. We should all relax and enjoy ourselves. I want you and Steve to have fun too, so please, don't bother about me.
Oh, you don't know how happy it makes me to hear you say that. You really are a lovely woman, Marie, just like Ethan told me. He's always gushing about how kind and sweet you are, and I finally see that it's true. I actually messaged you today because I wanted to say sorry, and to also treat you to something special, as a way of proving that I want to make things up to you. We've already booked the flight tickets with Ethan, and the plane is just past noon tomorrow, isn't it? So I was wondering if we could go somewhere in the morning, just the two of us. Do you think you could spare some time?
Well, I don't mind, but...
Oh, thank goodness. The truth is, a friend of mine is running a facial salon, and I wanted to invite you to come with me. We're going to Florida, and I don't want to damage my skin with all the sunbathing we'll be doing. I've already booked an appointment to get a skin treatment before we head off. Would you like to come with me? And we can have some quality time before we leave.
No, thank you for inviting me, but I'm fine with just rubbing some sunscreen on. You really don't have to.
Please, don't say that. I'll pay for the treatment. I really just want to spend some time with you and hope that we can start anew with this trip. Besides, this is the least I can do for you. If you don't give me a chance to make things up to you, then I'll just feel terrible forever. Ethan's going to be paying for the entire trip this time, so I just wanted to pay for this one little spa treatment for you. Could you come with me? For my sake, please?
All right. I'd be happy to go with you. I'll make sure I'm ready to leave in the morning.
Thank you, Marie. I'm looking forward to it. I'll book your appointment right away. It shouldn't take too long, but we'll have to make sure we leave on time for the flight. I'll message you the address and the time after I've booked everything.
Gabriella, what's going on? Where are you? The flight should be leaving any minute now.
It's your own fault for falling asleep. The three of us have already cleared the boarding procedures, but you're too late. You're not going to make it in time.
I asked a member of staff why they didn't wake me when you left, and they told me that you asked them not to. Apparently, you told them that I was tired from working too much and that they shouldn't wake me if I fell asleep. You told them that you were going to go out to buy me a coffee, but you wouldn't head to the airport without me. You did that on purpose, didn't you? You were never interested in inviting me on this family vacation in the first place. You just wanted to embarrass me.
Like I said, it's your own fault for falling asleep. If you wanted to make it on time, you should have anticipated that you would doze off. But you're right. It's a family vacation, so you don't belong with us. In the end, you're just a stranger, so you should stay at home and do the cleaning. I wouldn't be able to enjoy quality time with my husband and my son if you were there to get in our way. The three of us are going to go to Florida and have a good time in the sun.
Really? I don't have to go? Yes. This way, I don't have to waste any money on paying for a holiday I didn't even want to go on.
What?
To tell you the truth, I wasn't very enthusiastic about the idea of going on a holiday with you. I really didn't want to go. And I really didn't want to waste any money on a holiday that I knew I wouldn't have any fun on. I'd much rather spend that money on going on holiday with Ethan alone.
What are you talking about? Ethan's the one that's paying for this trip, not you.
Well, you're wrong about that. I'm the one that's supposed to be paying for the entire holiday. It's a shame that I had to pay for the flight tickets in advance, and one ticket has been completely wasted because you tricked me. Oh well, I guess I'll have to take that money from Ethan's account when I get home.
Excuse me? My son booked a 5-star hotel to stay in. We booked everything together when he came over to have dinner, so I watched him enter all the details on the computer.
Yes, that's right. My husband booked everything, but that's all he did. He entered all of the necessary details. And instead of paying up front, he set the payment plan so that we could pay when we checked in. But unfortunately for you all, I can't make it. So you'll have to pay for it yourselves.
What? You probably think that you've got me caught with your silly little threats, but I'm not going to fall for anything you say. I'm not interested in playing nice with you, and I'm not going to give up trying to make you divorce my son. One day, you'll be so sick of me that you'll be begging him for a divorce. I'm not going to let a filthy, uneducated woman like you call yourself family for any longer. You're not worthy of being my son's wife. And while we're on holiday, I'm going to talk to Ethan about getting a divorce too. I can't imagine why he would want to stay with a woman like you.
Oh, really? Please, be my guest.
Oh, are you really sure about that? That makes me wonder if you and Ethan have been on the rocks for a while. I wouldn't be surprised, since Ethan should know that you're not good enough for him.
You might be right. It really has been difficult for me ever since I married Ethan. It's mostly your fault, since you've been such a bully ever since Ethan first introduced me to you, and I've been physically and mentally drained by all of the chores you've made me do, and all the nasty remarks you've made about me. But despite knowing about all of that, Ethan still thinks that you and I can get along and make peace if I just bear with it. That's been pretty stressful for me. So yeah, he's partially to blame.
Then this is perfect. You can get started on preparing the divorce papers and start looking for a new place to stay while Ethan's on holiday with us. It'll make things much smoother when he gets back. Getting divorced is like a band-aid. The faster you pull it off, the better. Oh, and it's for your own sake too. You don't want to take your time getting divorced and then prolong your next marriage. Otherwise, it'll be too late for you to have children. Women have expiration dates, you know. If you want to have children of your own, you should hurry up and find another man who's willing to marry you. Although, I'm sure that there are plenty of men that are suitable for you. Losers, good-for-nothings. The world is full of people that are on your level. You never should have thought that you could make it with a man like my son.
Marie! You've got to head over here right away. We can't do anything until you arrive to pay for the hotel. I'm begging you. We're waiting in the lobby. I'm really sorry about what my mom did. I know that she did something unforgivable, but could you let it go just this one time? We really need you to get on a plane and head over here as soon as possible.
Did you really think that I would say yes and fly to your assistance? I'm not family, so I'm not welcome on your family vacation. I'm going to stay at home and relax today. I've got a lot of things to do tomorrow.
Marie, don't say that. You don't really think that, do you? You're an important member of the family to me. I can understand why you're so mad. Mom was wrong to trick you like that. It was a horrible thing to do. I got her to confess, and she told me that she left you behind in the beauty salon you went together this morning when you fell asleep. I really am sorry. My mom is 100% to blame, and I'm not going to ask you to forgive her.
It doesn't really mean anything if you're the one that's apologizing to me. Your mom should be the one to beg me to come and help you guys. And also, you can't act like you're not in the wrong either. You got onto the plane, even though I still hadn't arrived. You didn't even think to wait for me, did you? You knew that I wouldn't make it on time and got onto the plane regardless. As far as I'm concerned, you and your mom are both guilty.
I really didn't think through my actions, I'll admit that. I thought that you might make it just in time and thought that we might as well get on the plane first.
But I sent you a message saying that I was held up at the salon as soon as I woke up. I told you that I wouldn't make it on time.
I'm sorry. I just panicked, that's all. I thought that you would come after us on the next plane. I thought everything would turn out okay. I didn't expect that you would go home. It was really thoughtless of me.
Yeah, well, I went home because your mom told me not to come. I'm not going, and there's nothing you can do to make me move from this couch.
Then what are we supposed to do? I can't pay for the hotel on my own.
Have you already checked in?
No, not yet. I mean, we have to pay the bill when we check in, right? I don't think that I can use my credit card because my spending limit is pretty low. I'll probably be charged interest for the amount I go over. If they ask us to pay it in full on the spot, there's no way I can afford it. If I go over my spending limit, will you be able to pay for everything next month, including the interest?
As if I'd say yes to paying for your hotel bill. Deal with it yourself. And by the way, I'm going to get you to pay me back for the flight tickets too, including the one that I had to cancel.
What? Why?
Why should I pay for anything on a family vacation that I'm not going on? Your mom was the one that tricked me into missing the flight, so you all owe me the money I spent on the tickets you used without me.
But plane tickets cost a fortune. I can't pay you back. And our first priority should be the hotel bill. We can't go anywhere until we check in, but I can't afford it. What should I do? Please, Marie, you've got to help me out here. Canceling on the day of the booking means that I have to pay full price anyway. I've let the staff know that we're going to be late for checking in, but I don't know how long I can keep them waiting, and it'll be a waste of precious time if we spend the entire afternoon in the lobby.
Then why don't you ask your mom or dad to pay it for you? They must have bought their own credit cards with them.
They're arguing between themselves, saying that they can't afford to pay that much for a hotel bill. And it looks like Dad only just found out that Mom's been bullying you, so he's pretty upset about that, too. I think you can imagine, but the situation here is pretty chaotic. Everything would work out pretty smoothly if you could just help me pay.
It's your own fault, Ethan. You shouldn't have gotten onto the plane. And in the first place, things might not have turned out like this if you had told your mom off properly whenever she did something horrible. I think I would have been a little more willing to help you if you had protected me from your mom and made an effort to keep us apart. But now I think back, you were always doing as your mom said and following her every word, weren't you? The only reason why your mom stopped coming over to our house was because I was the one that got angry with her and told her to never come back. You didn't do a single thing to support me. You've been completely useless.
I understand that. She might be a really horrible, mean monster-in-law to you, and you might think that she's the worst person on the planet. But to me, she's my mom. I can't just choose you over her.
So what if she's your mom? Does that make it okay for her to treat me like that? Does that mean that I have to just grit my teeth and deal with every single thing she throws my way?
That's not what I'm saying.
No, that's exactly what you're saying. I told you that I'm going to relax today, but I also want to spend some time to myself to rethink our relationship. I've got to decide on some things.
What? What do you mean, our relationship? What are you thinking about?
I've got to make a decision about whether it's worth staying with you. This trip is a good chance for us to spend some time apart and rethink our priorities. Let's have some time to live on our own. I'm the one paying for the rent at this apartment, so I want you to go and find somewhere else to live for a couple of weeks, maybe some more.
Wait a second, this is moving way too fast. I don't need to think about anything. I already know that I don't want a divorce. I'm sorry, I'll apologize as much as you want. I'll do anything, but please don't leave me. I can't lose you.
It's not like I want us a divorce. I still love you and I want to be with you. But after this, I've realized that it's impossible for your mom and I to get along, especially if she's going to pull these kinds of tricks to annoy me. I already told you that it's impossible for us to get along, and yet you keep on pushing the issue. I don't want to be in a relationship where you're just going to keep on suggesting that I try to get along with her when I know how it's going to end. It's just a nuisance.
Yeah, I understand. I won't make you try and get along with her anymore.
Oh, really? Now you're going to say that? A few minutes ago, you were begging me to go over there and help you guys.
Yeah, but that's because we can't pay for the hotel bill.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that I want to cut ties with your mom, completely. But if you're not going to help keep her away, then I have no choice but to cut ties with you too.
Don't you think that's too extreme?
How is it extreme? I've been bearing with her antics for ages now because you never stopped her. And then I finally managed to chase her away by actually raising my voice with her. But you try and bring her back into the picture by asking me to come with you on this family vacation, which I said I didn't want to go on. I realize now that I made a mistake accepting the offer and that I should have declined no matter what, but everything could have been made so much simpler. If you had just told your parents that I wasn't interested in joining them in the first place, none of this would have happened if you had backed me up when your mom first tried inviting us.
Yeah, okay. Then I'll cut ties with my mom too. If that'll make you happy, then I'll do it. Just please reconsider the divorce. And my mom saying that she wants to apologize. Will you just hear her out this one last time? Please?
Were you even listening to me? I told you that I don't want to have anything to do with her anymore. I'm not listening to anything that she has to say.
Marie, I'm really sorry. I heard everything from Ethan. I wanted to apologize.
Gabriella?
Yes, it's me. I've just borrowed Ethan's phone for a moment. He told me not to contact you and was very upset with me, but I had to talk to you and tell you how sorry I am for doing something so horrible.
Right.
I'm truly very sorry, Marie. Ethan told us everything about how you earn more than he does and that you were due to pay for our trip here in Florida. And you're the one that's been paying for the lovely apartment you've been living in, isn't that right? I wrongly assumed that Ethan was the one that was paying for it.
Right. And? So what if I earn more than Ethan does? What has that got to do with you, Gabriella? Frankly, it's none of your business.
Well, that's exactly why I wanted to apologize to you about everything. I've done a lot of horrible things to you over the past few months, and I said some mean things about your education, too. Once Ethan told me how much you've been earning in comparison to him, I realized that education isn't everything nowadays. And the thing is, I heard from Ethan that he can't afford the cost of the hotel we've come to stay at. I finally understand just how impressive you are for being able to afford a place like this.
Are you apologizing to me because I happen to earn more than average? No matter how hard you try and flatter me now, it's not going to make a difference. I'm not changing my mind. I don't want to have anything to do with you, so I'm not going to go and help you out of paying that bill.
Please, can't you rethink this a little? Just find it in your heart to forgive me. My husband and Ethan are both extremely upset, and I've got to fix things with you if I want them to forgive me. And Ethan's even saying that he's going to cut ties with me. It would break my heart if that happened.
It's your own fault for treating me the way you did. You deserve their anger. Why should I do anything?
But I really do feel bad for what I did. I won't do anything like that ever again. I'm sorry. You have my word. I won't ever be rude to you ever again.
You pretended to apologize to me yesterday too, and then proceeded to stab me in the back by leaving me back at that salon. Why should I listen to you now? How can I believe a single word you say if you didn't mean your apology the first time?
But I'm telling the truth this time, I promise. Please, you've got to believe me. I'll compensate you for the tickets we used, and I'll pay for a new plane ticket for you to use. So please, would you come and pay for the hotel? It's peak holiday season, so we can't find any available rooms in any other hotels in the vicinity.
Yes, it looks like it. That's probably why there aren't any available seats on any flights going to Florida too. But even if you could find a single seat for me, I'm not going to bother to go and help you. I'm staying at home and staying out of your family vacation, just like you told me to. Have fun! After that, Ethan and his parents ended up canceling their stay at the 5-star hotel and found a small motel room that was open. Unfortunately for them, it only had one single bed, so they spent a few days taking turns sleeping on the floor and spent their time during the day looking for a hotel room that they could afford and where they could each have their own bed. When they finally found a place within their budget, they spent most of their time in the hotel to avoid wasting money on transport and souvenirs until it was time for their flight home. Their fun family vacation had been completely ruined, all because Ethan's mom had forced me to stay away. And then, when Ethan finally came home, he literally got down on his knees and begged me to forgive him and to give him another chance. He promised me that he would never let his mother get in contact with me, so I decided to see how things go and have put the divorce plans on hold. I didn't want to hear anything from Gabriella, but instead, Ethan's dad got in touch with me and apologized for not realizing sooner that his wife had been bullying me. I spoke with Ethan, and we decided that we didn't have to cut his dad off as long as Gabriella didn't try to contact us through him. Gabriella must have been shocked by Ethan cutting ties with her, and because of how fiercely Ethan's dad had told her off, because I hear that she's been behaving a lot better recently. Ethan's dad warned her that he would file for a divorce if she tried getting in contact with me or Ethan, so I'm sure she won't try anything funny for fear of being kicked out of the house. And now, ever since that incident, Ethan's been more proactive in helping me around the house, and he's been making sure to use his days off from work to spend quality time with me at home. He's even started studying for some qualifications so that he can get a pay raise. He told me that he didn't want to put all of the stress on me to pay all of the bills alone, and has been working hard to think more about how to support me. It's only been a few months since that family vacation, so I'm still not sure if he's really changed, but I can tell that he's trying to change and become a better person. I think that it's worth believing in him and give our marriage another try. I'm finally free of the stressful environment that my mother-in-law had created, so I'm hoping that Ethan and I can start a new chapter in our lives together and enjoy married life for much longer.